This video is to be used for educational purposes only and is not intended to replace individual research or licensed investment advice. Unique experiences and past performance does not guarantee future results. Trading stocks, options, and spot currencies involves substantial risk, and there's always the potential for loss. Your trading results may vary. No representations are being made that any software or training will guarantee profits or not result in losses from trading. This is the Premier Trade Forex Report with Scott Norse.
Good afternoon, traders. I'm Scott Norse here with your Forex Report. We are wrapping up the week on Friday, July 11th, 2008. Well, this was not the type of week we expected when we saw the dollar rally so strong last Thursday ahead of a three-day weekend. The greenback tried to continue higher out of the gates, but struggled to maintain a bullish or bearish tone in the first 72 hours. However, dollar bears had no trouble keeping the dollar weak in the past 2 days, and we fear another leg lower is on the horizon. We spoke earlier this week about a perfect storm brewing as job losses accelerate and economic growth forecasts drop. The storm keeps getting darker as geopolitical tensions with Iran increase and oil prices reach new records. We do not have a great deal of economic reports this week, and traders seem more concerned with credit market liquidity and how the Fed and Treasury plan to fix it. This does not bode well for the buck as it brings the instability of our financial system back to the front burner. Next week, on the other hand, we have a great deal of top-tier reports from the U.S. and abroad. This at least gives the dollar a glimmer of hope to recover if Europe continues to show signs of a downturn. The technical front grew grim for the greenback yesterday in the short term and got downright ugly today. The Aussie finally broke to a new multi-decade high, and the euro traded at better than $1.59 per dollar. The dollar appears to be fighting back a little bit in the final hours of trading, likely the result of oil's rally fizzling out. If the dollar can hold on to this afternoon recovery, closing prices on pairs such as Aussie dollar and euro dollar will be manageable. However, this hardly leaves the buck in a position to come out swinging next week. The U.S. currency needs something to hang its hat on, and we can't seem to find it. While so many large and small speculators agree that the dollar is undervalued and will trade significantly higher in the future, nobody wants to do more than stick a toe in the water. We can hardly blame them, but that is what leaves us stuck in this type of condition that we see. The best scenario for a rebound next week is a diffused Iran-Israel situation, an easing in oil prices, and a few disappointing European reports. If we see the contrary, it could turn real bad real fast for the dollar. Now to the big picture. The big picture continues to lack clarity, which is of course driving volatility levels up. From one day to the next, traders, economists, and strategists alike are adjusting and sometimes outright reversing their forecasts. Nobody seems to know how bad the U.S. slowdown will be, how long it will last, and what that will mean for established and emerging economies. The big picture for the U.S. is not a pretty one, which is clearly reflected in the dollar's value. However, there are two parts in every currency pair, and that means we have to look just as skeptically at each of the dollar's counterparts. Each week it becomes increasingly clear that the global economy is at least suffering a little as the U.S. slips closer to a recession. Therefore, from a long-term investor standpoint, we are at or near a level where buying the dollar should be considered a good buy. The problem is, as we stated before, nobody's willing to take the plunge. Everyone only wants to test the water with a toe. We really just need to see some light at the end of the tunnel or some really bad fundamentals abroad and give some large speculators on the fence a little push. Until then, we could see another bout of dollar strength or weakness next week and more of the back and forth action even beyond there. Till next week, have a wonderful weekend. Take care.